Hello there, everybody. Welcome to class 54. Today we're going to be discussing sports and health improvements. Next slide. So first, we're going to be talking about improvements of how sports improve both your heart and your blood flow. So it has been found that when you do exercises, especially how should I put it, more active exercises, it increases your body's ability to be able to pull oxygen out of the blood. Basically, it increases the efficiency of which your body is able to use oxygen within the blood. And because of this increase in efficiency, this also increases the amount of oxygen that many of your vital organs can get, including like your brain and sometimes even. But this mainly applies to mainly your muscles, because your muscles, especially in exercise, are the ones that really need your blood, because you're working out so much. When you're, let's say, when you're running, for example, when you're running, you need to have blood flow get to your leg muscles, and so that they could continuously get more oxygen and basically uh, continuously work. And it's been found that by the American Heart Association and the American College of Sports Medicine, they both recommend aerobic exercises. So jogging, swimming, biking, along with resistance training, so like weightlifting. And these will basically help you get the greatest benefit for preventing and managing heart disease. And so if I would actually like to say something, I would actually like to give a personal anecdote about how this can really help with your heart rate and your like blood flow and that sort of stuff. So before one day, like before like a bunch of exercise that I was about to do and like an entire like regiment of which I was about to do, the first day we did a multiple mile run. I think it was like a 5 mile run ish. And what ended up happening around, like, I would say maybe 4/5 of the way there at the end, my head was just hurting. My head was just hurting. And the reason why was because I just wasn't getting enough blood flow to my head, and it was just hurting. You guys, I understand that this is more of a personal anecdote and you guys might not be able to relate to this. However, blood flow is really important, because when I was running, it would actually hurt for me to run, because when I was running, my eyes would actually start hurting and it felt really bad. It got to the point where I literally had to run with like, I had to run while like clutching my head and like closing my eyes because it hurt that bad. And at points I'd just like just stop running and maybe even just start walking, because of just how bad it was for like my head and how I needed to just take a break. So that's a personal anecdote from me to you guys of how improvements to both your heart and your blood rate can happen if you exercise more. Because as I went along my training exercise, my head started hurting less and my brain started hurting less whenever I exercise. Next slide.
This is going to be about exercise and obesity. Here's some facts about obesity. The US obesity prevalence was 42.4% in 2017 to 2018. From 1999 to 2000 through 2017 to 2018, US obesity prevalence increased by 11.9%. During the same time, the prevalence of severe obesity increased by 4.5%. Obesity-related conditions include heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and more, and certain types of cancer. These are among the leading causes of preventable and premature death. The estimated annual medical cost of obesity in the United States was 147 billion in 2008. Medical costs for people who had obesity was 1,429 higher than medical costs for people with healthy weight. Next slide. So how do you prevent obesity with exercise specifically? Well, physical activity increases people's total energy exponentially, which can help them stay in energy balance and lose weight as long as they don't like overeat or like eat really unhealthy food to compensate for the extra calories they burn. Physical activity can also decrease fat around the waist and total body fat, which slows down the development of abdominal obesity. Weightlifting, push-ups, and other muscle strengthening activities build muscle mass, which increases the energy that the body burns through the day, including when you're at rest, which makes it easier to control weight. And finally, physical activity reduces depression and anxiety, and this mood boost may motivate people to stick with their exercise regimens over time.
Muscle and bones. So during sports, you put stress on your bones with high power and strength movements. This increases your bone density, which results in stronger bones. Also, as people grow older, their bone density decreases, leading to sports being one of the easiest way to maintain health. Engaging in physical activities also increases muscle density, meaning it lengthens and increases muscle fibers.
And sports impact on immunity. Physical activities may help flush bacteria out of lungs and airways, so this may reduce your chance of getting a cold, flu, or other illness. And exercise causes changes in antibodies and white blood cells. White blood cells are the body's immune cells that fight off the diseases. And habitual exercise can improve your immune regulation, delay the onset of age-related dysfunction. So, and studies have shown that regular exercises can improve one's immune system and overall well-being. However, doing workouts that are too intense for one's fitness level may lead to a short period of time of weaker immune system because of overexhausted muscles. So do not like over exercise yourself because this only do adverse effect. And I think it's
Okay, and I'm gonna talk about the mental effect of the sports. The optimal mental state that can be produced in appropriate physical activity, people will have the most optimal exercise pleasure. This kind of exercise pleasure has a great impact on people's emotion. Sports can event, neutralize, offset, and fight unpleasant emotions. Through sports, people explore not only energy, but more importantly, is to release the backlog of unpleasant emotions. Exercise is accompanied by increase in blood flow and oxygen inhalations, which has a good effect on the central nervous system and can control depression, because depression is usually related to low adrenaline secretion, and exercise increase adrenaline secretion. Next page, please. Can relieve tension. Emotional state is an important indicator to measure the impact of physical activity on mental health. Numerous studies have found that participating in pleasurable, non-competitive, or rhythmic physical activity produce significant short-term emotional effect, leading to a favorite emotion state. Help to form independent personality. Sports contribute to the formation of personality because sports are based on confrontation and competition, which is convenient for tempering people's tenacity, self-confidence, courage, and wit.